And skill development is the great watchword of the day. Even the
Yes.
speeches of our Prime Minister Modi ji is always mentioning about skill development of the students. And yesterday and day before yesterday also, we had some mention of this, what is called 21st century skills required for our students. I hope that Professor Khalid Azam Saab will be able to highlight some of this for the benefit of the faculty members. Now I call upon Ms. Sita Lakshmi to have the formal welcome note. Sita Lakshmi, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I think we are here with a short break. And today we have our Dr. Khalid Azam sir with us. To know more about him, he is a senior professor in the Department of Business Administration, Aligarh Muslim University. After post-graduating in commerce, he earned his MBA marketing and doctorate in the area of management control systems. He has more than 37 years of experience in teaching. His areas of interest include sales, retail, research methodology, and financial management. So he has numerous publications to his credit, both in national as well as international journals. So he was in Sultanate of Oman for 5 years on teaching assignment. And today, on this day of day 5 of our FDP, he is with us here to knowledge us with 21st century skills. So on behalf of Grace Valley College and with AMU, we warmly welcome you, sir, to be with us in this session. And I warmly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam, for the introduction. And I am really thankful to the HRDC, this MMTT Center, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you. Now, with the help of this Google Meet or maybe Zoom or these type of platforms, we are in a position to sometimes see the people and talk to them. But when the things are before face to face, the enjoyment is something different. And but that may be missing in this case. And when face to face communication that takes place, we know that so many things are coming in our mind, and at the same time, we are in a position to answer them, and the questions are being raised. But in such type of communication, now we are during this COVID period, we have got this understanding and some type of a skill in dealing with such type of situations. So we have been doing it, and gradually we are coming to this face-to-face classroom where the faculty members and the resource persons, they are interacting. Here also, we would like to interact time to time, and whatever we have to present, I would like that most of the things they should be covered. And I think because the introductory part, when it was being told, then I understand now that so many things which we would have, or you would have already gone through that process. So you may have learned something on that. Maybe something more I will be trying to develop and discuss with you. I would like to share the different type of experiences, whatever we are having, these 21st century skills and whatever is required. So there are so many dimensions of these skills. And see, whenever we are talking in terms of this skill, we consider that it is a type of professional development of the individual to do a particular type of job. And that individual's development, that requires sometimes some structured type of training and sometimes unstructured type of training also. See, communicating and simply explaining about the skill, it is not going to develop the skill of the person. A skill will be developed when the person is going to practice it. And when one is going to practice that, we find, and that is true in case of most of the situations, that whenever we are going to place one person for any type of a skilled job, we are expecting that the mistakes they will be committed by the person, because the development of a skill, it takes time, it takes experience, it takes repetition, because by repeating the things one is going to develop that skill. And then in that case, in management, whenever we talked about the training of the people, human resource, either managerial or the rank people working at the shop floor or in the offices, we generally start with this very simple comment that as a trainee you are allowed to commit mistake, but you are not allowed to repeat it. The question is this, because the mistakes will be there. So the persons, they should be allowed that, okay, you can commit this mistake. But the person will also have to learn from the mistake itself. It is not that all the times one is going to commit mistake and we are going to ignore that. That's why we say that, okay, you are allowed to commit mistake. Don't lose heart. But we are not going to allow you to repeat the same mistake, because the learning should take place. And by that, if you are not learning, if the mistakes you are not going to rectify and you are not going to develop that particular skill in you, it means that there is some problem somewhere. It may be that your job in which you are there, it is not your passion. Or if suppose it is not your passion somehow, and okay, because the jobs were not available, so whatever is coming in my way, I have accepted it and I am going to develop myself. Then in that case, when it is not the part of one's passion, then the development of a skill, that will require more time, that will require more effort and more energy on the part of the trainee. Trainers will also have to do that, and the trainers will also find some difficulty in training such type of people. So in case of this, the skill development, whenever we are talking, and see, because the audience whom we are having now, they are basically in the part of transferring knowledge to the people, to the next generation, to the younger minds, whatever we are having with us as a resource, which we have developed over a period of time due to our education, our learning, our understanding, doing the work of research as a PhD scholar or as a postdoctoral fellow and so many other projects and all that. Whatever we are having with us as an individual, the treasure, whatever we have created for us, we have to transfer them to the next generation. That is a very important and very, very typical type of job which the teachers and the faculty members, they have to do. So the skill development, and see, I will be coming to that part, that what type of skills will be required and what is so special about this 21st century. Now this century is also almost just after 1 month, we will be finding that we will be entering into the end part of the first quarter of this century. So fast the time is moving, because we used to talk about, okay, 2K and all that. Now we are not talking about 2K, which is, okay, 21st century, 25 years, that will be starting after 1 month and so. So the time is going so fast. The skills which we are finding, they have changed over a period of time. See, very recently we have seen, and the teachers in the department and younger and old faculty members, they had to teach on this platform. They learned that due to this COVID problem. So those who have never used this PPT in the classrooms, they were using this, okay, it is the Zoom platform, it is Google Meet, it is this words, something is, so many things, so many platforms, they started to come up, and gradually we started to learn also. Complete learning, that could not take place because generally we find that as the age is going, so you are becoming older, so developing a separate type of a skill, that is difficult. We are finding that. So just now you would have seen that I was having all the infrastructure with me, but I was not able to connect, and I was also not able to, okay, load this PPT. for the purpose of discussion. Because after 2 years, after this 22, we have started to teach in the classroom with the help of our whiteboard and all that. So gradually, we are not that much accustomed. So that's why what I want to say is that this skill development, it is also the part of the requirement of that particular time. So if there was a time that the classroom that was to be held with this offline classroom, what were we, an online classroom. So the online teaching, online sessional, online examination, online viva voce, so many things online, internet with the help of that, we used to do that. Gradually, we are coming to the normal condition of our teaching, learning, and all that. So there was a time, so that was required, and we had to develop that, and somehow we could develop so that we could cope with the situation. So, and if you are going to see that one situation which we have faced, that was this COVID-19, and so many things, so many changes, so many new ideas, new concepts. We were maintaining distance, but we were not knowing what is this. Most of the people, they were not knowing what is the social distance. But the new term for the general public, no doubt, as a sales teacher, I was knowing that there are four types of a space. So intimate space, social space, public space, all this type. So we used to teach that. So we were clear that, okay, what is social distance and how much distance there should be there. But for the general public, it was something new. So the people, they have to. Now the social distancing, we have, and after 10, 15 years, the people will say that, okay, what is this? We are not concerned with that. It is not required in this case. So new things, they are coming. All the times you will find, because time changes, situation changes, and according to that, the requirements are also changing. So whenever we are talking about this 21st century and the skills related to that, new education policy, all these factors when we are going to see, we will have to, to consider that in what manner, as a teacher at the university level, as the teacher at the college level, what we have to do, what we are expecting from the students. So many things we are going to discuss now. I am going from this. So skills in 21st century, skills required by students, life skills by WHO, and then end. If the time permits, then then I will be coming to the fourth point. Otherwise, up to these three, I would like to. But if the time is there, and many of you would have seen this later, which is very important for the purpose of a teacher, that when we are going to develop people, how and what are the things which we have to keep in mind at that time. So I am coming to this, that skills in 21st century. There are many dimensions of these skills which have been studied and they have been discussed. I am coming to that. So some characteristics of 21st century skills, they are here. See, critical thinking. Okay, thinking is already there. That is there with the human being. And this analytical thinking, rational thinking, we have been talking about that. Those who have studied economics, they will be very clear idea. In the very first lecture, the teacher at the beginning, when they used to start this economics as a course, they used to say that the economics is for those people who are rational in their behavior. And at that time, we were not able to understand what this rationality is. Because we used to consider that, okay, everyone, okay, the person, they are going to take decisions based on certain facts, and accordingly, they are going to take these decisions. So at the early age, when the teachers, they used to say that economics is for the rational understanding. So the rational, what this rational understanding is, and what is irrational, for which the economics is not going to talk. So the rationality in thinking, that was there, that, okay, we are going to have certain input. On the basis of that, we are going to draw inferences, and then we are going to say that, okay, it is going to take place in this manner. But in case of this 21st century, the thinking, they are talking in terms of this critical thinking. We have to have this critical thinking. So using knowledge, facts, and data to solve problems and make wise decisions. So here is one adjective that has been used, that it is the wise decision that is being emphasized. Because the competition in this market, any situation you may consider, is so high that we are not going to wait for the decision that, okay, a very perfect decision we are going to take, and the time has already elapsed. So in case of decision making, very simple sentence we use, that a wrong decision at the right time is better, far better than a right decision at the wrong time. You are waiting and then you are going to take the decision when the time has already passed. You will have to strike the iron when it is hot. So that you will have to identify that, okay, when it is at its hottest place. So we are going to do that. So for wise decision, because we are not going to wait for this, the commitment, the committing mistakes in the decision. So that's why. So knowledge and facts, data for solving this. So this is the 21st century where the things are changing fast. We have to do that. This is one. Second part that says that, okay, the collaboration is there. It is not the individual. The working with the others people to complete the project, even when you are not on the same location. So it is the collaboration what we are doing. The situation in which we are, it is a collaborative situation. Some of you may be sitting in your drawing room, some may be in your reading room, some may be sitting at some other places, and then the classroom that is going to take place. See, in case of this, the collaboration is very important nowadays. See, there are many type of people whom you will interact as a student also. And most of the time, being a teacher, we are getting this, the different type of students are coming before us. Highly intelligent people you will find. Highly intelligent student, God gifted, the level of intelligence which they are having. But when you are going to ask them to work with the other people, they are failure. Most of the time, the people will complain that no, he is very fast. He doesn't listen to us. Whatever he says, he is going to emphasize only that. He is not accepting our ideas. Such type, because they are the intelligent people, they are understanding so many things much ahead than the other member of the group. But collaboration requires that each and every individual that should be listened. And then based on that, the decisions will have to be taken. So working in team, nowadays we are using this particular term, that how far the students, they are capable, or how far we have developed them to be capable of working within the team. So, because this is a collaboration time. Now see, different type of collaborations we are finding in terms of companies also. Take for example, we are having, in case of IT sector, we are having Infosys, we are having TCS, we are having Wipro, many companies are there. I know about this TCS company. They are having very huge projects with them. And what they are doing, they are giving certain part of that project to the other IT sector business organizations. And they are going to collaborate. So that they are not going to maintain for a temporary purpose, okay, the project is there and they are going to maintain people throughout. They are doing that, okay, some part they are going to do, they are going to give to the other party, and they are going to finish that work within time. So they will also have to do this. They are having talented people working with them. They have to select the people and they are going to work with them. So the collaboration is another very important part. People, they should understand the benefits of collaboration. They should understand to accommodate the ideas of the other people. And that learning that should be given to our students also. Those who are gifted, it is very difficult for such type of people to manage, but we will have to make them understand that if you are going to, or your intelligence is not being accepted, or it is not being hammered by the other people, and they are not going to think about whatever you say, then your thinking, your understanding is not going to help the organization, institution, whatever it is. Now see the third point, very important one. Creativity, developing a mindset that is empowering and values learning. See, creativity, as far as this creativity is concerned, I'm going back to 35 years back when we were at this IAM Ahmedabad, and there was a full 1 year training for the teachers, faculty members for teaching this case study method and all that, research methodology and so many things they used to do. There was one course on this creativity, And that course was in terms of workshop mode. So the person, the faculty at that time who became the director also, he was well known in his field. This Pradeep N. Khandwala. So he became director later. So he has written one book, and the name of that book was Fourth Eye. So when he disclosed and he brought that book in that workshop in the beginning, at the inaugural part, and he said that we have to use this book for the purpose of creativity, learning, understanding, and all. Now the question was, what is this fourth eye? So he explained in that. He said, see, we are having, the human being are having two eyes, animal are also having two eyes, but there is one who is having the third eye also. And this is the eye of Shiva. So he said that, okay, Shiva is having the third eye. And this is a third eye which is very powerful, and with the help of that, he can see so many directions, so many dimensions. And he said that the fourth eye is the eye of creativity. So he named that creativity as an eye, and he said that this is the fourth eye. That means this creativity should be in so many directions and so many dimensions. So this creativity is also to be learned. And then after so many discussions that took place, few things I would like to tell you as far as this creativity is concerned. He said that this creativity is a thing which is very much related with the psychology of the individual, number one. And he said this creativity is also specific to the different levels of the development of the society. And then he gave this example that in Western countries, the level of creativity is much different and better as compared to the developing countries. So this was the idea, and he used to give so many examples related to that. There's a creativity, because due to that, they say that innovative ideas are coming. Some ideas, they are commercialized and successful. Some ideas are commercialized and they are not successful. So don't relate, whenever he used to discuss about this creativity, he used to say that don't relate all the time with success. See whether there is some element of creativity in it or not. Success or not success, that depends on so many other factors like the consumer, their behavior, their income level, their understanding, so many things. So in case of this creativity, and now see in case of the 21st century skills, this creativity that has become very much important. Every time we find this creativity is coming. I have seen one example that was being given by this motivation lecture. He told that, okay, all the times we are seeing that the bottles of water for 200 ml, they used to be round. But now you are finding that, okay, it is not the round, it is there's sometimes a square shaped bottles are also available. So this is somebody would have told that why this all the times it is just round. So it should be changed. So now we are finding that type of, and this water bottle we are also finding just like the Coca-Cola bottles of earlier days. So that is also, so the creativity part is very important, which has to be developed and learned. See, in case of this literacy also, literacy we cannot underestimate its role. Literacy, the emphasis on literacy has been throughout. And in Indian case, because the level of literacy in India was very low when we got independence, so that is also a long story, 75 years or so. So the the people, they thought that no, we will have to go for education. Very important part is that the education, healthcare, and so many problems the society was facing at that time. And the lack of education was the basic reason behind that. And in case of education, they also consider that the literacy is the main thing. So the people, they should be literate at least. That means they can read, they can write, they can speak, they can listen in a way that is relevant to the current age. So this is the literacy part. Now, this literacy, whatever has been mentioned here, reading, writing, speaking, listening, and all that, this literacy has got some other dimension also. For example, just now we have seen the computer literacy. I can read, write everything, But as far as the level of literacy of computer is concerned, I have not that much literature, I can say, as you people are. So the literacy is not only in terms of the language, because here it is the basic thing is in terms of language that has been mentioned. So for the purpose simplicity, but the literacy is in terms of the other things also, computer literacy, IT literacy, we are considering. There are people of my age, if you are going to give them this smartphone, they will say, forget about it, what is this? Give me the older phone where I had to press the key and then I am dialing the number. I am not, because I find it difficult. Maybe I will be missing in touching the number. So that part of this literacy part. And see, the another thing is that it is a lifelong learning. It is not that learning is going to be okay. At some stage, I find myself comfortable doing a particular job, and I have been doing that job for a long time. So I am comfortable, and I say that okay, I have become sometimes expert. You can say so. Now in 21st century, it is not going to work. It is a lifelong learning. In Arabic, a very common saying is there that we'll be translating that in English also. Utlibul ilm min al mahad wal lahad. Utlib just with the talib. That means the one who is going to request for. So ilm, that is the education. Minal mahad कहते हैं the lap of the mother. Minal mahad wal lahad. Lahad is the lap of the ground, that is the qabr, the grave. So itlibul ilm, learn from the lap of your mother to the lap of the ground, the grave. So it is a lifelong learning. It is throughout the life. We have to learn. Many lessons we learn from time to time, we know that. And sometimes in our social setup, we are exposed to certain situations which we remember for very long time. So lifelong learning. The positive side says that we should try to learn, sometimes unlearn, relearn, learn new things. We have to be ready for the learning throughout our life. New things are coming, we have to accept it, we have to learn that. And that if we are not doing that, we will become irrelevant. The question is this: as an individual, as a teacher, as a student, then you will become irrelevant. And once you become irrelevant, it means that you are not in the fray, you are not in the competition, you are not on the way which is going to lead you to some destination. So lifelong learning is another important part of this century we have to consider. Now see here, very important a skill that we have to develop in our student. That is the leadership skill, where they should think about the future. They can envision the thing, they can envision the situation. What will be after 20 years, what will be after 25 years. So, and how to act today to reach particular level or to counter that particular situation which will be coming. So this leadership qualities, leadership behavior, risk-taking behavior, entrepreneurial behavior, then envisioning behavior, that is the important part which the students they have to learn. Then this is the 21st century. Things are changing very fast. And we have to understand that. We are seeing the technology. We are having now mobile phones we are keeping in our pocket. When we got our phone installed in our house, the happiness on our face, that was also thing to be seen at that time. Because few houses were having the telephone connections. And we used to run to the PCO for the purpose of making calls. From PCO to now, gradually, most of the houses, they were having their own telephones. From when the houses were having telephone, the situation changed. So the mobile phone that came, and then at that time, the mobile charges for making call and for receiving call also, the charges were paid. Now the situation is that you are paying for the whole year, 2,000, 3,000 rupees. 2 GB, 2.5 or 3 GB data, so many things. And for the whole year, you have paid at one time, finish, and you are doing whatever you like. The situation has come up to this level. What will happen after 20 years or 30 years? We don't know. We will not, you will find that, okay, they are not going to carry this mobile phone, their smartphone, which we are carrying now. They will be having maybe a very small type of chip, and they can see at their palm, okay, what is happening, where. So no other gadgets to be kept in our pocket. And sometimes, as an old people, they are going to forget it somewhere, keeping in the drawing room, searching in the bedroom. So it happens with the older people like us. So, but the leadership quality, what is going to happen, and what situations will come, the envisioning part of that we have to consider. Adaptability is very important. See, in case of this, adaptability, adjusting quickly to the different situations, that is the adaptability. See, in case of this adaptability, what we used to say earlier, because the food habits of the different countries and different people, they were completely different. So, in case of international marketing as a course, when we used to teach that as an executive, the export executive or import executive, when you have to visit or you are going to sell your product in the market and you are going to carry the samples and you are going to explain, then at that time we used to discuss this adaptability in terms of food, very basic thing, that you will have to be adaptable to the different type of food, because from India, if you are going to some other country, you may not find such type of food which you would like, or whatever we are taking here in our country, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, sometimes like that. In case of non-vegetarian, also different categories, different type of food we are having. So adaptability in that case. So how we are going to adjust to that? Very important in this situation we are finding. Digital literacy, which I have already covered, so that is very important. It is for the job. So these characteristics, seven, eight characteristics, which we are finding in the 21st century. This is one way of understanding that. See, in case of this, as a learner, characteristic of 21st century learners, if suppose we are considering. Now, in case of this learning situation, so this we can see from the side of the student also, what they have to, and as a teacher, what we have to do. Creativity and innovation, I have already told, is an important in education as literacy, and we should treat in this with the same status. That will be not only literacy, creativity, innovation. We will have to develop different types of simulation techniques. They are being used for developing this creativity and innovation and type. And workshops are being held for the purpose of creativity and innovation type. Collaboration and communication. Okay, this collaboration which we have already found. That collaboration among the people, among the team, and communicating with each other. And sometimes we have to keep our ego, okay, separate, keep it for some time, and let it be there. So, but don't make it high. So collaboration and communication, critical thinking, problem solving. Now see the fourth point, which was not there, because this is another writer who has discussed this. Global citizenship. Now see, when we started to learn the situation, the World War there was already held, and India was independent. And when we started to go to the school, and when the teacher used to say that, okay, the world has become a small, the world has become a small. So we were not able to understand how this world will become a small. It is a globe that is there, how it has become a small. But the understanding that emerged later, that is, the smallness is in terms of your connectivity, in terms of your movement, so in terms of understanding the other people, understanding the other culture. So we have to develop people that, okay, you are not simply the citizen of this country, India. You are the citizen of the world. You are the citizen of the globe. So that you can contribute to the other side. You can contribute to the other society. You can contribute to the other culture. We have to teach them. We have to, because if you want to show that, okay, you are having certain strength in you, you will have to show that. And the others, they should also accept it. They will be accepting only when you are going to show them that, okay, we are having such type of capabilities and it is going to help you. So many conditions we are finding. See, in case of agriculture, after this green revolution, we are finding the agricultural production that is started. Then so many other revolutions that also took place, white revolution, yellow revolution, for the milk product and for the oil and edible oil and all that. See, when this, I mean, in Afghanistan, when there was some problem from that, so the a type of country which is not having any type of water connectivity, no sea is there, no big river is going to be connected to the other. Rains are also, it is not just like plain that we are finding in India. This IC, the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that is having a section which is going to say that, okay, in such type of topography, what type of agriculture there should be, and what methodology there should be adopted. Being global citizen, we are going to think in that the neighboring countries, if they are having certain situations and how far we will be in a position to help them. No doubt, when we are going to provide our services, we will be charging for that. But the first thing is that we are thinking. When you are going to think, then only the conditions are going to change. In Urdu, we are using very simple sentence. ख्यालात बदलते हैं, फिर हालात बदलते हैं. First of all, your thinking should change. Then only the situation is going to change. Don't wait that the situation are going to change and then you are going to think you are going to change your thinking. No. First is that we have to change our thinking. Situation will change later. So first, the thinking should change. Global citizenship. It is not that, okay, only this Indian citizenship or having pride in India. Not only that. We are contributing to the other society. We have to contribute to the other society. Global citizenship, very important part which we are finding, because the globe has become very small in terms of information, because the basic thing in this 20th century, 21st century, it is the change has taken place basically in information system, information technology. And due to that, so many things they have changed. We have to teach our students because this is the requirement. Technology literacy, of course, because we have seen in case of digital, the lifelong learner, so that part is already there. See, these are the different skills, 7 skills they are talking about in that case. So that is the requirement and the skill required because there is a close relationship between that. So I am not going to take that much time on discussion of this part. But these 7 skills: collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, the character part. Because I have maintained it here due to this character part. And computational thinking, that is related with our information technology and thought. The character which we have to build and we have to develop in our student. This character development, this character building is very important. And we have to emphasize on that what type of character we are showing, how we are going to react in a particular situation, and what are the value system which we are going to cherish all the times. We are having so many things which we have given to the world and we will be giving in future also. Very simple is non-violence, ahimsa. So no doubt it has been there. We are having the other countries, they are also having, but the way we have reacted in Second World War and to the different situations in our case. And the father of nation mainly, he emphasized that particular part. That okay, this is the character. So as an Indian, we have to show. We are concerned for the others also. We are going to sacrifice for others. This is our feature. मेहमान को ही जो हमारा होता है वो जान से प्यारा होता है. If anyone is our guest, he is closer. We love him more than our own heart and soul. This is our character. We have to show them. We are a society of thousands of years of history we are having. And whenever we are having such type of history, so many changes, so many stages we have found. We are having so many things to show as an individual by our behavior, as a person, as a faculty, as a teacher, to the people who are going to interact with us. So these are the seven skills which is very much important in this 21st century. This is the combination, whatever we have discussed so far. So the computational skill and all that. We are this is this computational skill. As an Indian, we have our forefathers, they have given zero, and then after this long list of the digits, that was broken just after 10. So from 1 to 10, 0. So computational skill. Okay, we have to compute so fast, and as an Indian, the others they are also recognizing us in that manner. If you are going to, because memorizing the table of 1 to 20, that was a very simple thing which was done in school days. And we were forced to do that. So many times the teachers, they have cajoled us, they have shouted at us, slapped us also when we were not able to memorize that table. The benefit is that we can calculate much faster than the other common people of the other country. No doubt now we are having the other gadgets also, which are helping us, and we are doing that very much fast. But the computational thinking, computational understanding skill, that is very important. We find this, okay, now this I'm not going to consider. Communication, see, we have already discussed that the communication is important. For communication also, there are 7 C's. Most of the time we discuss about this communication. It should be clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and you should be courteous whenever we are going to discuss that. So there are a few variations. We can use 7 C's checklist also, written and messages different. So, but the communication is a very important part. No doubt, as an Indian, we are having this benefit that most of us, we are multilingual people. We are polyglots in that particular sense. We know our mother language, we know our national language, we know English as a language for communication or the connecting language. So, we are having different type of language in different part of our country. But at least 2 to 3 languages each one of us, those who have educated, they are knowing that. We are having that type of benefit with us. So the variation maybe to this communication part, and and due to this communication, you can see that you can go to any country where there's any type of computer system is being used, you will find the place for yourself, because you know English, you know computer, you know how to handle that. So this is a very important part, that our people, they should be able to communicate. And where we are not able to communicate, then in that case also, the communication system that has been developed, where we are having the translation system, which is going to help us, but the translation is not that strong in terms of giving the meaning and sense. So most of the time we try that whatever way we have to speak, or we have to communicate in that language which is being understood by the other people. That's very important. So now they have been grouped in the 3 areas. So because so many things we have considered. So learning and innovation skill. This is one. Digital literacy, career and life skill, flexibility, adaptability, initiative. So these are all the parts of that. So in a very small, you can say that, okay, if you have to classify, because what we are doing in case of this teaching, so many things are there which are scattered. But as a teacher, what we do, we are going to, okay, club them together in such a manner that it should be a few points, and that can be carried by the people, those who are related with us. So career and life skill, digital literacy, learning and innovation skill. Many of these skills are also identified as key qualities of progressive education. So there should be in this century, the late 19th century, and it continues in various forms at present also. So these parts are there. Let's say no. Okay, there are a few things which is something different from the whatever we have discussed. And then after I will be going to the other part of it. The skills they have identified that this is a skill which is required: playing, simulation, appropriation, multitasking, gesture recognition, cognitive intelligence, judgment, transmedia navigation, networking, negotiation. These are some other skills which have been identified. Most of them we have already considered, but these are the skills which we have to consider as a teacher, because we are using in case of management. For example, there are different type of plays which we are having. Case studies, they are the methods which we generally use. This case study method in management, it is also not so new. But we were having two different setup where the case study was the prominent method of training. One is the medical science, and another one was the legal studies. In case of legal studies, the teacher used to discuss with the help of decided cases from the different high courts and the Supreme Court. And based on that, they used to justify the different concepts and they used to explain that. So the case study method, the play is one part of the case study. So the skill identified that which is required. Simulation, okay, we are going to simulate the situation. And then we are going to provide this training. We are going to help them. That, okay, in case of simulation, we are going to create a situation that, okay, you are having 10,000 rupees in your pocket and there are 50 shares, there are 20 debentures, there is some other outlet where you can invest this money. And then after we are going to say that, okay, what will be, if you are going to have all this money in one, what will be the result if you are going to have this money diversified? And the portfolio you are going to create, what will be there? So that part is there. Then appropriation, for whatever resources are there, how are you going to appropriate that? So in management processing and in case of learning management, mainly in case of operations research, this part we are going to consider. In case of this multitasking also, they say that nowadays we are not. Earlier we used to say the fourth grade implies earlier. We used to say that, okay, they are the fourth grade implies. Now we have changed the name from fourth grade implies to they are called multitasking implies, MTS. So multitasking implies are there, services, they are being there. That means one person can be put to the other type of job also. So at the lower level, then generally it is possible. That means understanding of different type of job, knowledge of different type of job, the skills required for different type of jobs, that should be available with the people. So that is another important part. So nowadays we say that, okay, so that a person, he can handle so many things. And then after it is going to help. I am on the lighter side. In case of this multitasking, most of us see the movies, the Indian movies, Hindi movies we see. So earlier, if you are going to see the movies of 60s and 70s, and before that, the classical movies, you will find that there used to be one hero, and alongside that, there was the female character also. And there used to be the villain also, okay, in the film, Indian films most of the time. And there used to be one joker. So, humorous person, you can say. It may be Mahmood, it may be Johnny Walker, it may be Gop, it may be many others, Asit Sen, and many people. But if you are going to see the movies of later 70s, 80s, multitasking that was done by only one actor. So he has replaced so many humorous actors from the market, and it was Amitabh Bachchan. So he was the hero. He used to work as a person to make you laugh in the same movie. So he has reduced. So multitasking acting. This we used to say that, okay, he is the person who is the only horse running in that field. So that is the situation, multitasking. See his movies, you will find, okay, in one at one time laughing and all that. sometimes very sad, and there is no need for any, you can say, actor in humorous role. So multitasking nowadays it has become important in case of our job. So now the disturbed cognition. So that part is the mental ability of the people. This is the negative side, whatever we are finding now. So that will also have to be adjusted, because most of the time, if you are going to see the data of the mental disturbance or mental well-being of the individual, we are finding that the people are more disturbed. Stress level is very high, and nowadays, many people in the society, you will find that mentally they are disturbed. Mentally, they are not that much active, and whatever the capabilities they were having. So depression and all that type of diseases. So cognition part we are considering. This is a collective intelligence. So this is not only individual. So working with that judgment of the situation. So this is another skill. Okay, what is going on? What is happening? So at present, what is should be done? Then transmedia navigation. So the different medias we are having, and communication from one to the other, we are going to take place. So this is another skill which is required. And then networking. Let's say it is better about this. In case of your career growth, this networking is very important. And this networking is going in case of teaching. It's a very important feature that we have to develop our network with the people in that particular field, because the researchers are the very important component. And you are doing your own research, the others are doing their own research. And if you are in the same field, if you are going to collaborate, then the result will be something different. So networking in this case, that becomes, and it has become easy for us to have this networking part, because internet is giving you very fast communication system, and you can talk to the person. Maybe okay, it is night here in India, but it is not night in the other part of the world. So you can, with the help of these time differences, you can contact with them. You can discuss with them your understanding about something, his understanding about something. Sometimes they are going to collaborate. Sometimes you are going to be just like the understudy of the individual who has got experience and he has attained something in life. We are finding people, mainly in case of our life science studies, we are finding that many people whom we know in our university, in the Department of Physics, in the Department of Chemistry, Zoology, they are collaborating with the Nobel laureates in the different part of the globe. And so networking that, and they are very close to each other. One is to, okay, he is working in that field, and other working is. So these parts is their negotiation skill, very important for each and every one. Maybe the negotiation in case of business, all the times we talk about, because most of the time you have to negotiate with the people. So it may be the very small negotiation that takes place at the marketplace, that is bargaining. So, and that bargaining nowadays we are doing with only those who are working on the roadside for purchasing our vegetables and the fruit and all that. We are going to bargain with them. Hardly we are able to bargain with the branded company, branded suppliers. We are not in a position to bargain that much. So in case of negotiation, so very smaller level, the bargaining. But at the next higher level, it is the negotiation where you are going to have your own ideas, your own opinion, your own understanding, your own objectives. Others are having their own objectives. And in that, you are going to negotiate with each other. You are going to come to a particular conclusion, and you are going to protect your interest. And the other party is also going to protect his interest. And at some stage, it is a win-win situation. It is not the win-lose or lose-win situation. It is a win-win situation for both. Then you are going to get the result of that. So such type of skills, they are very important. And now we are finding. So this is one study that has been mentioned here, that more than one half of all the teens have created media content. Now this is a situation which has changed nowadays. So such digital literacy is emphasized the intellectual activities of the person working with the sophisticated information communication technology, not on the proficiency with the tools. So they are the younger people. They are now, because due to this technological advancement and adaptability of the people to that, and sometimes, no doubt, we are finding the negative side of the use of this technology, because from the very childhood, we are giving the mobile phone. When the child is going to cry, we are going to give him the mobile phone which is using, and the radiation also taking place, damages are also taking place. But there is no alternative left, because he has already seen this mobile, he has already listened to the music or different type of sounds which has come, which have come out of this mobile. And then the child, even the kids, the very small one, they are going to use that due to the changes they have. So, but the positive side is that the media contents, they are able to do that. So most of the people, younger people, they are. Now see here, this is one Association of American Colleges and Universities, AACNU. Their study, they have recommended certain things in this case. So I have mentioned it here. The essential learning outcomes, knowledge of human culture and physical and natural world. They say that they have conducted several studies and survey of their members. In 2007, they recommended that graduates of higher education attain four skills. So they say that this is the essential learning outcome. So knowledge and human culture, intellectual and practical skill, personal and social responsibility, and integrative learning. That means the integration of so many, the learning of one with the learning of the others. This integrative learning in India, we are finding that we are going to integrate the modern learning with our old learning, the ancient learning, whatever we are having from the Vedas, the different type of Vedas, and we are going to see that, okay, what is here now, what was there at that time, and how far these things they have been brought. So the integrative learning from our very ancient, you can say, not simply past, from ancient period, we are going to integrate with the modern time. Okay, how far compatibility we are having. So many things in this case, the personal and social responsibility. So in case of this learning, this is a higher level understanding about that. It is not only they are talking about this negotiation, communication, and the technology and all that. These are the things. If you are going to see these 4 points, the knowledge of human culture, physical and natural world, so it means that you are not going to leave anything. It is a physical, natural world which you are going. So the understanding of geography, understanding of anthropology, understanding of the human culture, behavior, all these things you are going. So psychology, understanding of this human culture, behavior, we are finding. Intellectual and practical skill. That is another thing which you are talking about. The intellectual level and the practical skill which is required, because we have to earn our bread and butter. So the practical skills, that is also required, intellectual capabilities, personal social responsibility, integrative learning. They have classified in this manner. So they think that's most widely addressed college and university goals, writing, critical thinking, most of the things we have already covered. See the analytical reasoning, research, I'm finishing. If we believe our work as teacher is mainly to prepare students for successful future, then we should give opportunities to the students to strengthen these skills. Very important part is this, which they have said that if we are considering that, okay, we have to prepare students for successful future, then we should give opportunities to students to strengthen these skills. Whatever skill, in whatever manner, we want to understand that. The higher level understanding in terms of these four, and the practical and at the stage of the working level, so many skills which we have developed. Now see here, the skill which have been talked about, these are the core life skills which have been laid down by WHO. Now see about this. The life skill and the WHO. This is a World Health Organization. Now, about such type of organization, first of all, very simple understanding we have to have about this. There are certain, because they are the part of our United Nations, this organ of UNO, and there are many parts of UNO, and they are working in their respective fields. So this is health organization, so it is working in the field of health. And here in case of health, it is not only the physical part, but it is the mental part also. So the two sides we are considering here. And when such type of organization is going to give some idea, or they are floating some ideas, we consider that, okay, there is well thought and well documented, and the pool of resources, they have already gone into it, and then after they have given some ideas about it. I am taking another example. We are having ILO, International Labour Organization, just like this is WHO, ILO. So when the ILO is going to say something about the working hour, about the employees, that is a serious matter. Because whenever they are going to say that, okay, it should be 9 hours, it should be 8 hours, with break, without break, and shift should be there, and so many things related to it. When it comes from ILO, okay, we understand, and our idea which is going behind it is that, okay, there is certain thing, there are certain inputs, very important input, they have gone into it, and then after they are going to say that. Similarly, there are different type of institutions also. Say, for example, I have been teaching marketing as a course. So if the definition is coming from American Marketing Association, AMA, so we used to say that, okay, if the AMA definition is this, then we have to consider it seriously. And we have to see that, okay, what they want to say. Definitions are being given by many. As a teacher, okay, I can give. As a writer, anyone can give. As a writer in marketing, for example, Philip Kotler, the coveted writer in the field of marketing, he used to give the definition, all right, fine. But if American Marketing Association is going to say something about that, okay, we will be considering in a different manner. Different academies are there. So they are going to define this stuff. Why I am taking so much time by saying this? Because WHO is also the international level organization where the experts are available. They are putting their efforts in pooling all these resources, and then they are coming with certain type of ideas with them. So, and they are talking in terms of the life skill. This is, so that means the psychological side and the human side. That is the life skill which they are talking about. And as a teacher, we will have to emphasize that also. Some of the skills you will find that we have already discussed, but there are certain things which we have to consider, which we will be considering here also. But few things are left by now. Most of the things they have been covered in a different manner. But 10 skills they have been identified. See, because this is related with the psychological side. So the first thing which they have talked about, it is the self-awareness. That the person should know about himself. And it has got so many dimensions in it. You have to know about yourself. That means the first thing is, as a teacher, as a person in this field of education, what is your core competence? Self-awareness about this, in which you are so good, in which you are having passion for that. What is the thing? What are the things of your liking? What are the things on which you would like to spend more? What are the things which you hate? Your self-awareness. Many things are there which we don't like. And we go up to the extent of hating also. We find that. So it is a self-awareness. Where is your core competence in which you are good? We have to know that. So this is one skill. And the person should understand that. Where I am weak, I should know it. The critical evaluation of the individual, that is there. Empathy is also another part of it. The very simple term, we explain this empathy as a concept. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes, so that you should understand what problems he is facing. So you are going to be in his place and see what is happening there. That is empathy. That means yourself, you are going to set aside for some time. Consider him at the top. Give him a place at the pedestal. And then after, see what is happening there. Critical thinking, very important. This creative thinking. decision making, problem solving, effective communication, interpersonal relationship. This is also very important part. As of now, we are finding that due to this interpersonal relationship, many people, they are having mediocre level of competence, but this interpersonal skill they are having so high interpersonal skill that they can motivate anyone in their own favor. We find such type of, so the interpersonal relationships we are creating, so that others are going to do certain things for you. You can also do certain things for the others. Coping with the stress, this is very typical a skill that is required, because till we are alive, stress will be there. No one is free from stress. Everyone is having some type of stress. Some may be having, if a person is starving, so he will be stressed because the bread is not available. But there is another person who is starving due to his ego. So there is an stress that his ego that should be massaged, or his ego should be satisfied. But the stress is always there. Stress is with everyone. How to cope with that at the individual level, at the self level, that is very important. So in case of this coping with the stress, different things are coming. Very simple way of coping with the stress is that see the people who are below to you. Don't see to the people, those who are above you. Because once you are going to see them, you will find yourself little as compared to him. But when you are going to see the person who is below you will always say that, okay, I have the God has given me so many things which this fellow is not having. And you will be satisfied at that time. So it is a coping with the stress, how you are going to handle that at your own level. Sometimes it is possible that we are going to cope, but sometimes the outside agency that is also required. That's why we are finding nowadays in Indian society the a complete set of separate set of people they are developing now. Those who are going to give them the different type of treatment. In the clinical psychologists, you can say, they are having their own way of handling the stress. They are having this, uh, the different type of the mental problems and all that. But the individual should understand himself. And then after he should try that, okay, as far as possible, he should deal with this. Coping with stress is not only that individually, there is one very simple one way, not simple. There is one way of coping with the stress is that we are going to uh, handle this stress when we are going to interact with the others, when we are going to share our grief with the other people. But searching that other people who is going to pay attention to you, that is very important. Your old friend, they will be better in this case. Your family members, they may be sparing time for you. So these are the people who will be helping you. So but the searching of that person who is genuinely trying to help you solve your problem, and he is behind you when you are under different conditions. So this type of a skill that is required, coping with this emotion. So we are having this, even after being rational, we are having emotions with us. Without emotion, we are not, we don't consider that the life is there. So we will have to have this, how to handle this, the emotional part. Some people you will find they are so much emotional that a very minor type of distress, they will start crying. Minor type of misadjustment, they will lose their heart and all. So how to cope with that? So this is a skill which is required here. This part we have already considered. Now see here. Now this is I am having 10 to 15 minutes for the discussion, and see, most of you would have seen this letter, and this letter will be giving us good ideas about what, as a teacher, what we have to do. See, this is a Lincoln's letter. I like this letter most, and most of the time I discuss this. He has written this letter to the school teacher. No doubt, our condition in this case is something different, and the teaching part at the school level and teaching at the university and college level much different. We know that, but the things whatever he has stressed and the way he has written it, these two things they will fascinate you as I expect. I'm simply going to read that, and then after we will discuss the points whatever we have discussed so far, and questions I would be taking them. My son starts his school today. He is writing to the teacher. It is all going to be strange and new to him for a while, and I wish you would treat him gently. So this is because in the school days, most of us will be remembering that how our teacher they used to to take care of us when we used to commit mistake. And in our days, uh, having the stick on the table of the teacher, that was not banned in India. So we were more threatened due to that stick and the teacher. So he has written about that. I wish you would treat him gently. It is an adventure that might take him across continents. Now see the thinking of this individual, this Abraham Lincoln, what he is thinking about his son. It is an adventure that might take him across continents. So his idea about that, okay, my son will not be a simple common man. So he will be having this type of idea he is having about. So that the teacher, he should also think in that particular terminology, understanding in that particular, you can say, behavior side. An adventure that will probably include wars, tragedy, and sorrow. So that he has talked about this, that the future, it will be, that will be the adventure, and it may include the wars he will have to see, tragedies and sorrows he will have to see. To live this life will require faith, love, and courage. So these are the things he told about that. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by his hand and teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. Now, see here, he has clubbed these two, enemy on one side and friend on the other side. Complete contrast. And teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. He will have to know that all men are not just. That means the fairness is not in all. That all men are not true. So everybody is not true. So that he should not believe everyone. But teach him also that for every scoundrel there is a hero. That for every crooked politician there is a dedicated leader. So he has distinguished between the two for the help of the teacher, that politician may be crooked, but the dedicated leader is something different. So he will have to understand that. Teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. It will take him, but okay, it will take time, I know, but teach him, if you can, that a dollar earned is far more value than 5 found. See the sentence, whatever he has, the a dollar earned is of far more value than 5 found. Teach him so that means your effort in earning and 5 in getting. So there are two things. So one is with effort for earning, that should be emphasized. Teach him to learn to lose and also to enjoy winning, both. It is not that when you are winning, you are going to cross all the boundaries. No, enjoy winning, of course. But losing is also, because they are the parts of the same coin. One day you are losing, tomorrow you will be winning. We have seen in everybody's life, winning and losing. This is a part of life. That is also have to be teach. Steering away from envy, if you can, teach him the secret of quiet laughter. So, okay, the secret, the quiet laughter, okay, sometimes you are going to have that. And let him learn early that the bullies are to be the easiest to lick. So this should be, he should learn it early. So it's not that the time is going to show him that the bullies early they are going to be the easiest to lick it. Teach him if you can the wonder of a book. Now see here, nowadays if you are asking our student to read the book, they will say that, sir, where is the PPT, sir? Where is the PPT? So on which website will I get this PPT, sir? So now teach him if you can the wonder of a book, but also give him quiet time to ponder the eternal mystery of the birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and flowers on a green hillside. So the natural beauties. Book is all right, wonder of the book, but at the same time, the mystery of the birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and flowers on the green hillside. Teach them. In his school, teach him it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. Now see here. So cheating, failing, honorable to fail than to cheat and to pass. So these very simple things are there. But the contrast we can find. And we are not finding that it is something which we are not finding in our society. No doubt it is very old one. But still the things are going on, we find it. And if you are going to inculcate such type of habit from the beginning, the individual development will be something different. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even if everyone tells him they are wrong. That means the belief and the strongness in that belief. So the faith in his own ideas. Others may be saying wrong, but once he has understood that, okay, this is correct, and on these parameters, on these different tests, they are all right. So teach him that okay, whatever his ideas, they are correct. Teach him to be gentle with gentle people and tough with the tough. Very simple. So treat the people as they are. So gentle people are there, treat them gently. But the tough people you are facing, be tough with them. If you are going to be gentle with them, they are not going to learn. They are going to harm you. They are going to harm you. So tough with the tough. It is not that okay all the time we are going to be the gentle. So toughness should also be there. Gentle. That is the first thing which is to be taught, which is to be learned. But it is not that okay, everybody is coming and he is going to shout at, and you are saying that okay, it is all right. It happens. It is going as it should go, not like that. Try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone is getting on the bandwagon. So don't follow the crowd. This is the part which we are talking nowadays in terms of innovation. That everybody is doing, so I am also placing the same product. No. Have something different and you can get the benefit of that. So this is, teach him to listen to all men, but teach him also to filter all ears on the screen of truth and take only the good that comes through. Listening, okay, that you have to listen to everyone, but you have to filter that. What is good, what is not. So it should be taken in that manner. Teach him if you can how to laugh when he is sad. Teach him there is no shame in tears. Teach him to scoff at cynics and to beware of too much sweetness. So these are the simple sentences. Teach him to sell his brawn and brain to the highest bidder. So he is saying that, okay, he should go for the highest bidder whomsoever. So whenever you are going to serve, whenever you are going for any job, so go to that, who is going to give you better for your capabilities and your experiences and all. But never to put a price tag on his heart and soul. Forget this second. So don't put a price of your heart and soul. It is only for your the brain and the brawn that can be put for that bidding part. Teach him to close his ears to a howling mob and to stand and fight if he thinks he is right. So this is on the teach him gently, but do not coddle him, because only the test of fire makes fine as steel. Very nice sentence that he has mentioned. Let him have the courage to be impatient. Let him have the patience to be brave. So courage to be impatient and patience for the bravery. That part to teach him. This is a psychological understanding related to the individual. Teach him always to have sublime faith in himself, because then he will always have a sublime faith in mankind. Now see, from the individual to the mankind, the general, so, the faith in that. This is a bigger order, but see what you can. He is such a fine little fellow, my son, Lincoln. Thank you very much for patient listening. And some questions, if you are having, you can ask me.
Thank
I
you,
find
Professor
I can.
Khalid Azam sir. Very wonderful presentation because I could hear only the last part of your presentation only. But is it
Oh,
emotionally you have given? This actually, we have been speaking of the 21st century skills, but ultimately, I think what you say is to be a good human being. That is the most important thing. Because
thank
as
you,
the
sir. Thank
parent
you.
wrote to the teacher, as the parent wrote to the teacher, the parent
Yes,
know everything, knows everything about it.
yes,
Because for every
yes.
enemy there is a friend, for every scoundrel there is an opposite. So I think it is a
Okay.
matter of great social intelligence and emotional
Yes,
intelligence. That is the most
yes.
important skill required at this point of time. So especially we should not uh, bid for our uh, heart. We can bid for our what
Brain
we
and
say
brawn.
brain in that way
Brain and
bone
brawn.
in that way. Bone. Now, friends, we can take one question only because already it is time is too late. If participants have any one question, any one of you can raise a question. If not, we will wind up in that way. Anyone? No, I think it is already 7 p.m. So, Khalid Hassan sir, we are grateful to you for
No, sir, I am
finding
grateful
time
to you people.
to be with you, to be with us, and despite your other things, you told that you are not so well in that way. Now I call upon Mr. Srijit, Head of the Department of Chemistry, to propose
Okay.
the formal vote of thanks to Khalid sir, please.
Okay.
Srijit,
Thank you.
please.
Okay.
Okay, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
On behalf of Grace Valley College of Arts and Science and the AMU, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Professor M. Khalid Azam for his insightful session on the topic 21st century skills. His deep knowledge helped us to understand the important skills that we needed to succeed in today's world. And I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Usman. And I also thank Ms. Sidalashmi for the welcome speech.
Thank
And
you.
thank you once again, Professor Gali sir, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your expertise and sparking such an engaging session. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
for listening.
Participants, we will again. Thank you, sir.
Glad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
Thank
see
you.
you. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much, sir.
sir.
Thank you.
It was a very good informative session, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
As you told, you are old, but you are very energetic. For this 1.5 hours, you are being handling so very energetic, and we are
Well,
really
thank
thankful to
you.
you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think very few are left, and that's why I wanted to be available for some time. And thank you very much for the patient listening. And it was really nice. The welcome and the vote of thanks. I am thankful to the HRDC for giving this opportunity, and the faculty members who have been present in this session. I am thankful to them. Thank you very much once again. And now I am going to close it. Thank you very much.